thing that I've always been thinking about. It's nothing too serious, trust me. Um, it's always been just about things that I think about. And when you think about things, you start to think about, you know, stuff. Stuff has been such a enormous thing for me. It's uh, it's been like stuff, and it's just like when you think about stuff, you start to think about things, and when you think about things, you don't really realize how much that mean to think of things. But it doesn't really matter if you're really thinking about a thing or things, but it genuinely matters more on what you're thinking about, right? What you're thinking about, what thing you're talking about, what thing you're thinking about. That's what matters. And when you really think about stuff, you start to think about how things and stuff that involves in your life, and you start to think about like things, and you start to make sense of those things and those stuffs that you think about and you thought about. I mean, and when you really thought of like who you are as a stuff, you start to think. You start to think about stuff, and you start to think about things and stuffs, and it makes you think about how things and how things are. It makes you think about how stuff are also, and it's been um, it's been a lot of thinking and a lot of stuff and things. It makes you think about how things have changed and how things have gone through, multiple things, and what things have gone through stuff and stuff going through things, and it makes you think about how things are currently, and it starts to feel a bit like stuff. It makes you think about how things have been and how things are going to be, and it's something to think about sometimes. And sometimes you kind of wish that you have thought about those things that you haven't thought about in the past stuff, past 5 years, and you think about how stuff has been. Yeah. So what I think you should think about is to think about things and stuff that have been in your life, and you shouldn't really be thinking too much of those stuff and too much of those things, because it's gonna get you into a lot of things that you don't want. So that's a lot of things to think about, and there's a lot of stuff to really like think about also. So, yeah, that's just something to think about.